The shoes color I really like. Maybe my favorite pants in my wardrobe. So this is how it would look unzipped. Like it's not very thick. And then I did throw on some accessories with this fit. I have on this, it kind of looks dressed up, it kind of looks dressed down. Size t-shirt of like a different silhouette, but it is an option as well. Texture of the piece, like a sleek Kiko aesthetic with Kiko's evil twin. Just a classic Journey by Koi classic piece. A big part of the reason that I think they're better than the Kiko asics. What up everyone, Journey by Koi, back with another rough cut. This is going to be the rough cut for footwear and fetish. So my footwear rotation. Fun little fact about footwear and fetish. I had this idea like legit 1 or 2 years ago and I never got around to filming it. I kept delaying it because of one reason or another, or I wanted to get different footwear. But in the end, the shoes that I'm showing in footwear and fetish and in this rotation are the exact same from 1 to 2 years ago. So literally nothing has changed. There are definitely shoes that I want to pick up, or at least I'm highly considering, and maybe I'll save those for a future video. But at least as of now, I think it's pretty cool that actually in the past 1 to 2 years, I haven't really picked up that many new shoes. If you are like into fashion, you know that like not buying a piece of clothing in like a whole category for like 1 to 2 years is pretty long, and I think it just goes to show kind of how much that I actually like my shoes. And yeah, they all ended up standing the test of time, and I really do like all these shoes. They're kind of regulars on the channel, but you know, I think that's really just the best thing if you get a pair of shoes and you really like it and you keep wearing it. So without further ado, this is going to be my footwear rotation for 2024. So starting off, I have the Balenciaga Space shoes. I believe these are from Spring Summer 22. I really like the Space shoe. These are by far my favorite shoes in my wardrobe. I really think Balenciaga killed it with this shoe. It is very sleek and kind of futuristic looking, but it also doesn't look like it's doing too much. The shoe itself is actually, it stays very wearable day to day. Part of what helps this shoe be so wearable is that it's surprisingly versatile. It goes with like a lot of different outfits and styles. A lot of Balenciaga shoes are very big and chunky, and they look super good when you wear them with baggier trousers, but then when you wear them with like slimmer silhouettes of pants, they suddenly look like shit. But I do think that these look the best with baggier trousers, but these are shoes that I also think do work with slimmer trousers and even shorts, and even like a multitude of different styles. I think if you look at this shoe just off foot, it looks very futuristic and kind of sleek. I think they are very, you know, aptly named the Space shoe because they kind of do look, you know, kind of almost like a sports car or something, or spaceship, space car, I don't know. When you put them on foot, they look a lot less egregious. Like, I don't know what the right word is, but more mundane, and not in a bad way, but like it allows them to be worn with more styles. I don't know, when I look at this off foot, I'm like, oh man, you know, you gotta wear like a suit or something very sleek or futuristic. But this is really like, it does work well with just like a t-shirt and some sweatpants. I think probably because it's kind of also look like a slip-on loafer kind of shoe. So it's very easy to just, you know, kind of throw on, and it doesn't look like it's doing too much. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I think also it's very unique. I love things, okay, this makes me sound super stupid, but I really like shoes that are unique, like footwear specifically, but I don't like things just because they're unique. Like there are a ton of shoes like Imran Potato or the Mischief, like the big red boots. It's like, whoa, those are super unique, but it's like, yeah, but they also look like shit. You know, it still has to look good, but if it looks good and it's also super unique, obviously that's a huge plus. This is kind of a silhouette where you don't really see it anywhere else. I mean, maybe, I'm sure it actually probably is somewhere else, and I just haven't looked enough or know enough about footwear, but at least for me, this isn't a silhouette that I find very often on shoes. Just kind of the whole look. I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's kind of a very, like, you don't see shoes that look like this too often. And I think it's part of the reason why I like it so much, and also a huge factor into me wearing the shoe so much it's like, whoa, what is that? But like, it also looks good. It's not like, whoa, what the fuck is that? You know, it's kind of like, oh shit, like, damn, what are those? But not like, what are those? You know, you know what I mean? One thing I will say about this shoe is that it's pretty uncomfortable, which is a huge downside. It's actually probably the least comfortable or the most uncomfortable shoe that I own, which is quite a shame because it kind of looks like something you would throw on, you know, slip your foot in and go. But it's really not comfortable at all. For reference, I'm normally a size 41 in Balenciaga, but I picked these up in a size 42. And the reason why is because obviously it's made of like a polyurethane kind of material. Unlike leather shoes or something where the material might stretch and mold to your feet, polyurethane really doesn't, and it doesn't break in, like at least in my opinion with this shoe. Maybe other, you know, there are a lot of polyurethane shoes like, you know, Yeezy foam runners or like Croc type shoes, but these have not really broken in. I've owned these for, I don't know, probably over 2 years now, and it still feels pretty uncomfortable. Like, I don't know if I have really fat feet, but like this part right here, it pushes in a lot onto the top of my foot. So like if my foot's in, this kind of area right here, it feels very tight. If I wear these for a full day, it's like, yeah, I still can and I can walk around in them and whatever. But it's just like at the end of the day, my feet for sure hurt. And it's not a shoe that I could just wear all day, every day, you know, no problem. Like my feet do hurt, which is quite a shame because again, these are my favorite shoe in my wardrobe by far. And it's just a shame that they're not more comfortable. But I guess that also goes to show how little I value comfort over the look and the aesthetic. I guess that's kind of fashion in a nutshell. This did release in a couple other colorways. I think they had like a glossy black, a silver, and a red. All the other colorways are straight trash. This is the matte black colorway, which is, in my opinion, far and away the best one, and even the only one that I would get. I don't like the other colorways at all. I think part of that is because they're so bold. It makes the shoe a lot less wearable and a lot less versatile. In my opinion, this shoe can be worn in so many different styles. Like even with this outfit right here, I think it would look pretty sick. The point is that they're very wearable. I do think that I mentioned this in my Balenciaga footwear tier list video, but I don't even think the shoe has reached its full potential in terms of colorways. I really wish they released this in like a carbon fiber colorway, kind of like how they did the Ultra Flats, which were also released in Spring Summer 22. I think those would be super sick on a pair of space shoes, but it doesn't look like they are planning to add more colorways to this. They are still making the shoe, but it doesn't look like they're adding new colorways, which they do for a lot of, you know, their sneakers, for example, that they keep making season after season. Another thing to note about this shoe is they do have a Balenciaga Couture version of this shoe, which is kind of the same, but it's a bit sleeker and it has a pointier toe. In my opinion, the Couture version looks a lot better than the normal version. However, it is quite a bit more expensive, and it's not like this shoe is cheap by any means. They did raise the retail on this since I've bought it and since it's released, but the Couture version is just way too much. I just wouldn't feel comfortable walking around in like a shoe that costs that much. Whereas this, it's like, yeah, if I lost this or something happened to it, I would rebuy it, like no question, just on how much I love the shoe. I just don't think, like if the Couture version was like $500 more, then I'll be like, okay, like that's doable. But obviously the price difference between like normal Balenciaga, which is already ridiculous, compared to Balenciaga Couture is such a big price jump that for me, it's just not worth it. And realistically, you know, who knows? Maybe one day I'll be in Paris and Coy Bateman will eventually get to visit the Balenciaga Couture store.
Balenciaga Couture store.
Yes, I know it's a little late, but is it possible to reserve an appointment at 8 or 8:30 perhaps?
Until then, I don't think that the Couture space shoe is for me. Maybe if I had $1 billion. I bought this shoe around when it dropped, and I believe back then it retailed for $875. I could be wrong, but I think it was around there, and now I think they retail for over $1,000, and just inflation, I guess. But I don't want to talk about this shoe too much. I could talk about this shoe all day. I mean, I just think it looks so good. Like, when you look at it in person, like just all the lines and things like that, it just looks super cool. And like I said, it's Definitely my favorite shoe in my collection, and I wear it so much. Super versatile, and I could not be happier. If anything ever happened to this shoe, I would immediately rebuy it, no questions. Same colorway. If I had any gripe at all, I wish it was more comfortable, but it is what it is. And yeah, that was the Balenciaga space shoe from, I believe, spring summer 22. All right, and the next pair of shoes, the Balenciaga Rhino Derby. I think this is from spring summer 21. This is pretty much just a kind of chunky soled derby with obviously the main kind of highlight of the shoe being this kind of triangle squared toed effect that I guess is supposed to mimic like a rhinoceros's horn. Since buying this shoe, I would say I go through like phases of wearing these. I'll put them on and I'll be like, damn, like these are so dope. Like I want to wear them all the time. And then I wear them for, you know, a lot. And then I kind of slowly stop wearing them for something else. And then I kind of not forget about them, but I forget about how cool they are, if that makes sense. And then I pull them out and I wear them again and I'm like, oh my God, like why did I stop wearing this shoe? It's so cool. I don't know if that sounds cringe, but that's kind of how I feel about it. Yeah, I don't know, like it's just a cool shoe. There's really not much to say about it. It's kind of stupid. It's just a chunky derby with this like horn at the front, but somehow I think it's just a really cool shoe. It's quite chunky. You can see here, you know, it adds maybe an inch or two of height. So for my short kings out there, this could definitely help. This is probably about as chunky as I would go. It's already quite chunky and I kind of feel ridiculous when I put them on, but you know, some of the newer Balenciaga or like Rick or all these like platform chunky shoes are, at some point it's too much for me, and this is probably just about the limit for me. One thing I can talk about is the sizing. Like I said, I'm normally a size 41 in most designer shoes, and I got these originally in a size 41 and they were so ridiculously big. I sized down to a size 40 and they fit. I actually double lace them because they're still a little bit not too big, but like roomy. And that's sizing down. So I definitely think if you're gonna buy this shoe, to size down one size from your normal Balenciaga size. And even then, you know, hopefully it works for you. I don't have particularly wide or narrow feet. I would say my feet are just pretty much average in terms of like that kind of stuff. When these first released, they were so limited. They pretty much sold out instantly everywhere and they were reselling. But since then, kind of like similar to a lot of other Balenciaga shoes, they've kind of restocked this and raised the retail. So now you can kind of find them pretty easily anywhere. Although they are a bit on the expensive side now. These are leather, so you know, you can kind of see some minor creasing and things like that, which I really actually like. I don't mind that at all. This part is quite hard and firm. So there's not much like bend or like pliability in this particular region. So all of the bend happens like right here. Like if you look at that, like pretty much no bend happens here. In spite of that, these shoes aren't uncomfortable at all. They're actually quite comfortable, and like I said, comparing them to my space shoes, it's night and day. I could absolutely wear these all day and kind of walk around and do all that, and I would be totally fine. I've done that, you know, many times in this shoe. Totally fine, you know, museums, parks, whatever, no problem. Yeah, I mean, overall, it's just kind of like an interesting toed, like square toe, triangle toed derby. There are a lot of like leather shoes, like similar to this, whether it be boots or derbies or like this kind of overall concept of like take a plain black leather shoe and then add some twist to it, you know, like the Margiela Tabbies, Martine Rose, whatever. But this is one that I think is really done well. And I think similar to the space shoe, this actually is quite versatile. I think it looks good with baggier pants, with skinnier pants, with shorts. And I just think this part is so cool, and it's kind of stupid because it's like, oh, this is all they did and they charge that much, and you know, you buy it and you think it's cool. It's like, well, I guess, yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm stupid, but I really do think these look super cool. Every time I put them on, I just look at that and I'm just like, wow, like what a good idea. Like I don't really know what else to say. This shoe and the space shoes get quite a bit of looks when I wear them. So, you know, if you're into that kind of like fetish of having everyone look at your fits and whatnot, could be kind of an attention grabber. Yeah, not much else to say. The Balenciaga Rhino Derby, again, one of the shoes that I really like and really wear a lot and I really think is versatile. So great pickup for me. Yeah, not much else to say. The Balenciaga Rhino Derbies from Spring Summer 21. Oh, here we go. Moving on to the next shoe, we got the Takahiromiyashita, thesoloist, suicoke, 5-finger shoes, I guess. They probably have an official name for them, but I don't know it. These are just like a vibram 5-fingered shoe that is made of leather and has laces. Actually, for kind of quite some time now, like years, I've always wanted a 5-fingered shoe or like 5-toed shoe or whatever, but I was always too kind of like pussy to get them. These shoes are really, I don't know how to explain it, but like it really pushes you out of your comfort zone. Like there are definitely people that would like, even that like go beyond their comfort zone would easily be like, yeah, I would wear the space shoes. Yeah, I would wear the Rhino Derbies, but look at this and be like, hell no. And I totally understand that. Even for me, it took quite a few years for me to actually get to the point to like buy these and then wear them. And fun fact, kind of the reason that I started wearing these is I actually saw one of my friends, a classmate, he was wearing these shoes completely, just completely unrelated. He was just wearing 5-toed shoes in the gym. And I was looking at him and I was like, oh my God, like this guy, I mean, he doesn't care about fashion at all. He was just wearing them for, you know, function. And I'm sure, you know, the look didn't bother him at all. And I was thinking, how is it possible that like this guy who's not into fashion at all can just confidently wear them? And me, someone who I consider to be into fashion or whatever, I can't even have the confidence to wear these. And pretty much right after that, I copped the 5-fingered shoes. So maybe he's a bad influence, I don't know, but that's kind of the story behind me getting these. Of course, I had seen plenty of 5-toed shoes in the past, such as, you know, Balenciagas or just, you know, the generic Vibram ones. But this one I think is really unique and looks really good. Takahiromiyashita usually actually does make some 5-toed shoes almost every season, at least from what I've seen. You know, he had the New Balance ones. I think recently he had like the Birkenstock ones, but these ones are by far my favorite, mainly because they're leather, and you really don't see 5-toed shoes in leather very often. And you also don't see them with laces like this too often. So I think it makes the shoe a lot more unique. This was one of 2 shoes that kind of, along with the space shoes, that kind of inspired the idea for footwear and fetish. Because when I saw these, it kind of looked like those like black latex, like BDSM sex kink kind of bodysuits, if you know what I'm talking about, kind of like those fetish suits. I mean, I don't even know what those are called, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And when I saw these, I was like, wow, they kind of look like that. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a really good juxtaposition of just something with the black leather and the toes, just something so grotesque with kind of the laces just makes it so like playful and whimsical. I don't know how to explain it, but the laces make it feel like almost like a cute little ballet shoe, and then the toes and the black leather and just makes it look all grotesque and like BDSM fetish type of thing. And I just love that contrast. Another shoe that gets quite a bit of stares when I wear them out for sure. I got these in a size 42, which is one size up from my normal designer footwear. And the reason that I did is for 2 reasons. One, these are my first toed shoe. So I wasn't sure how they fit, how to wear them. And I figured going up a size would always be safer and kind of easier to wear just in case. And the other reason is that I have really small feet. So normally I'm like a 41, and kind of getting bigger or chunkier shoes kind of helps, I don't know, create like an illusion that my feet are a little bit bigger. Whereas if I wear something that's literally supposed to just look like kind of your bare feet, you're really gonna see how small my feet are, kind of in proportion to the rest of my body. So I sized up for that reason as well. I am really glad that I sized up in the end for those reasons, but also just it makes getting the shoes on so much easier. The shoes themselves are super comfortable. It feels like you're just walking like literally barefoot, like on the ground, kind of as you would imagine with these. The sole is so thin. It's like paper thin. Probably, I mean, it's gotta be less than a centimeter for sure. Maybe like half a centimeter of sole like width or thickness. So you can feel like the ground, like you can maybe even to a fault. Like I can literally feel like cracks and rocks on the ground, but the shoe itself is super comfortable. The problem is it's quite difficult to get your foot in and out. Like you have to like line up all your toes into like each individual toe hole or whatever, you know? And then you can slide your foot in and then it's comfortable. But just getting it in is such a pain. Once it's in, you're good and it's super comfortable, but getting it in is just, it's kind of a hassle, and it actually takes me like, I don't know, a good minute or two just to put these shoes on. Since getting these, I will say they were quite a good purchase for me. These were not expensive at all. I got these on sale for a very good price, and I'm so glad that I did. It taught me that, you know, sometimes you experiment with things and you end up really not liking it, but then sometimes you do and you're like, wow, I do like it. And that's kind of me with five-toed shoes. I actually like these so much that there were some other five-toed shoes that I was considering picking up, just like generic GR, like just GR five-toed shoes. But these are good for now. Just such a cute little grotesque little playful, whimsical. I don't know, I just really like them. Definitely a, you know, maybe not for everyone's shoe, and I totally understand that, but I really like them, and kind of that's all that matters. I'm just showing, you know, what I like and really what I'm wearing. But yeah, great pickup for me. Definitely a shoe that is in my rotation. It's so easy to wear because it's all black, and I just think that it looks super good. Yeah, I just really like this shoe. Oh yeah, they also released this in a like taller boot version. Looks absolutely horrible in my opinion. I think the low profile really adds to the shoe, and I think the taller profile just looks horrible. Stick with the lows if you're gonna get these. But yeah, these are the suicoke takahiromiyashita, the soloist, five-fingered toed leather lace-up shoes. Whew, that was quite the name for these. But yeah.
Oh my god, another black leather shoe. Make it stop!
Next up, we have the Bottega Veneta lug boots, I think these are called. These are quite heavy. I'm just gonna go ahead and put one down. These are quite infamous. I did feature these in my closet grails video where I talked about them, so I don't wanna talk about them too much, but a shoe that I got, I don't wanna say impulse bought, but it was definitely a shoe where I was like, I really want a nice elevated black shoe. This is a shoe that I think really is, when people talk about like nice elevated basics, this is really kind of, in my opinion, kind of what it encapsulates. You can find this style and this silhouette anywhere from, you know, fast fashion brands, mid-tier brands, all the way up to, you know, high fashion, designer, whatever. This has been mimicked a million times. I'm sure this is a mimic of a million other shoes, but it's just kind of a chunky boot that I think just really looks good for when you don't want to look super fashiony. You know what I mean? Like the previous three shoes, like the space shoe, the rhino derby, and the Takahiro, the five-fingered shoe, are all, in my opinion, really great looking shoes, but they're super, I don't want to say try hard, but they're like fashiony. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like very fashiony shoes. This is a shoe that I think you could wear that is very clean and basic and looks super good, but it doesn't look as try hard as the other shoes, if you know what I mean. And I don't mean try hard in a negative way at all. Like there are some days where I really want to, you know, be super fashiony and try hard and look super like, I don't know, like, wow, this guy threw together a crazy fit. And then there are other days where I just want to look clean and also still look good. And this is kind of the shoe for it. In my opinion, it's just a shoe that goes perfectly with the style of outfits that are like clean, elevated basics. So when you're not going super crazy, this is a very also versatile shoe that you can dress up, dress down, and I think it just looks good, man. Like, I don't really know what else to say about it, and I also don't want to talk about it too much because the Bottega lug has been talked to death because at one point it was probably the world's hottest shoe. I think I bought this shoe maybe 3 or 4 years ago and I'm still wearing it to this day, which is really a testament to, you know, how much I like the shoe. And obviously that's why I featured it in my closet grails. You know, it just looks good. Like, I don't really know what else to say about it. You can definitely get a cheaper alternative for this that in my opinion would probably look worse and still get the job done. But if you do have the extra cash to splurge on these, I have nothing negative to say about this shoe. Super cool shoe. I love the tread on the bottom. I love kind of the little platform it has. Again, this is probably about the most platform that I would go. I don't think I'd go more than this, but it just looks good. It looks clean and it goes with a lot of pants. I mean, what else can I really say? Honestly, nothing. Let's move on. These were the Bottega Veneta lug boots in another black leather shoe. Crazy, I know. Groundbreaking stuff. I'm really pushing the envelope here. All right, another shoe that I talked about in my closet grails. This is the Balenciaga DSM Triple S. I believe this is from fall winter 17. This is a shoe that is just timeless. I know a lot of people are gonna disagree when it comes to this shoe. You know, it kind of went maybe in a lot of people's eyes from cool to cringe very quickly. And I totally understand that. But if you were there, this is gonna sound so cringe. Oh, if you were there, then you know. If you know, you know. But it really was groundbreaking. It's hard to explain just how much of an impact this shoe made when it dropped. I personally remember signing up for all the raffles, like on end, just taking L after L. And when this shoe dropped, it sold out instantly everywhere. It was groundbreaking. The size and shape was absolutely unheard of at the time, which is crazy because compared to the new Balenciaga sneakers, it's almost small, not in a negative way, but it's the size and massiveness of this shoe was so big, like literally the whole world, it seemed like, was talking about it. Whereas nowadays, Balenciaga makes a shoe that's 1.5 times the size and it kind of just comes and goes, you know what I mean? Balenciaga really does make a sneaker or even two silhouettes almost every season now, it seems, and I just haven't been that into them. I think they had a series of just awful misses, but I do kind of like the new stuff they're coming out with. The 10XL I think is really cool, as well as the reptile sneaker. Cargo's okay. Defender is still trash. I'm sorry if you like the Defender. 3XL, it's mid. I said what I said. I just think these are truly timeless and iconic. Again, I know a ton of people are going to disagree, especially the people that got into Balenciaga more recently. I really can't emphasize how groundbreaking this shoe was at the time. I know today it seems so mundane, and today people are just trying to stand out more and more and more in fashion, and it just turns into the most egregious shit ever. But this was really a shoe that kind of, I think, pushed that limit initially. They still make the Triple S to this day, but a lot of the colorways and stuff, I think, just awful, and obviously, they're just kind of milking it for all it's worth and just kind of profit off the shoe. This is a shoe that I will hopefully like forever and I will wear forever. And even if I stop wearing them, I hope to at least have one pair, preferably this pair because it is my favorite one, in my collection. Yeah, I like the shoe. Like, I don't know. What else can I say? In fact, that's probably all I will say. But yeah, the Balenciaga DSM Triple S. All right, moving on to another pair of sneakers. These are the Kiko Kostadinov Gel Quantum Levitracks, I believe. I think these were from fall winter 21, and they are the black and yellow colorway. The reason why I say that specifically is because since then he's actually continued to drop similar shoes like the Gel Zienzia or whatever it's called. Obviously, Kiko Kostadinov and Asics, a very coveted line of sneakers, especially nowadays where running shoes are so popular now, like just in the I don't want to say mainstream fashion era, but like before, like wearing Asics or New Balance, just not that popular. This is kind of going back to, let's say, like the Triple S that I just talked about, like kind of that dad shoe era where people were wearing, you know, the New Balance 990s or like Yeezy Wave Runners or even the Nike Monarchs, like those kind of dad shoes. And now it's evolved into more like running type shoes, like for example, like Asics, you know, Hoka's, and Kiko has kind of been at, I don't want to say the forefront of that, but he was definitely doing it at least earlier than a lot of other people were, or at least before it necessarily entered like the mainstream fashion era. Again, I'm not saying he's the one that pushed Asics or whatever, but I mean, I don't think it would be wrong to say he played a part in some of the popularization of Asics today. Kiko Asics has definitely had some misses, by the way, so I don't think everything he's done with Asics are good. It's hard to kind of argue, like if someone was to look at the shoe and be like, those are just an Asics, I wouldn't really be able to argue otherwise. They kind of are just an Asics, but I really do think that these were executed very well. But something about Kiko's touch, maybe I'm just a huge hype beast. Talking about the shoe itself, I got it in a size 9. I'm normally size 8.5, but these shoes were so hard to get. By the time I actually was able to get them, I could only get them in a size 9. It's fine. Like I don't really think I noticed the difference from 8.5 to 9. Something about the black makes it very wearable, and then the yellow kind of adds like a little touch. You can kind of see how beat these are. At one point, I was wearing these legitimately every day. They were by far my most prized sneaker possession. I just like this shoe so much, and I literally had to like not force myself, but to like try to wear them less because I was wearing them out so quickly, just because I was like, there's no way I gotta make these shoes. I love these shoes too much. I gotta make them last a little bit longer. Super versatile shoe, super comfortable shoe. The actual gel technology that Asics does, in my opinion, is very comfortable. It's kind of got like a squishy feeling, kind of like a bit, I would say, firmer than Boost. For people who have worn like Boost shoes or like the Nike Vapor Max, it's definitely a bit firmer than those, but it's still quite squishy. I think these are technically running shoes, but I don't know how well they would do for actual running. I think these are pretty much perfect for like lifestyle or like walking day-to-day type shoes. They just look really good. I love the colorway. I love the black with the silver and the yellow. It looks good. Like this is a classic Journey by Koi fit actually. The Paris hoodie and the Kiko Asics. That's Journey by Koi right there, kind of in a nutshell. But yeah, like I said, very, very great shoe. Beautiful. I love this shoe a lot, and I just didn't want to wear it down so much because, as you can see, these are beat. Like you can see all the creases and stuff like that. So yeah, but that brings me kind of to my next perfect segue into my next shoe, because instead of beating these up so much, I can now beat these shoes up. These are the Asics Gel Quantum Kinetics, I believe. These were definitely my most recent footwear purchase, I believe. Pretty much just a GR, widely available Kiko Asics, I'm not gonna lie. I bet Kiko was probably pissed when he saw that Asics released these, but I am happy because I loved the Kiko Asics so much. And like I said, it's a shame that like I would buy that shoe again at retail, and retail on that shoe was absurd. Retail on this shoe is absurd. Hold on, let me just talk about that real quick, because these shoes retailed for $250, which is insane in my opinion. That's the cost of like top level like running shoes. That's way above like normal sneaker price. And the Kiko Asics retailed, I think, for $300. So this is $250. Those are $300. That's absolutely insane, by the way. I forgot to mention that. That is an insane price, and yet I would have still bought those Kiko Asics again at retail. Just bought it. Like if I saw them in stock anywhere in my size, I would have just instantly purchased it. No regrets, no second thoughts, because of how much I loved that shoe. I mean, that shoe was released like 2 years ago, and I think this was released in maybe 2023. And I saw these drop and I was like, bro, this is literally the same thing as Kiko Asics, like 99%. Obviously, there are differences. I'm not saying there are no differences, but it's good enough for me to get. It's GR, so it's widely available. I'm sure they're gonna continue to make this model in different colorways, so I'll have like my pick. And because they are GR, they will probably eventually go on sale, you know, in different colorways and iterations over the years. So the way I look at the shoe is like a Kiko asic that I can buy forever. And I don't know, that just, as someone that just legitimately loved the Kiko asics, obviously that makes me super happy. Anyway, they have released this so far in a number of different colorways. This one by far is my favorite. I just love the different colors they used. I think that the whole combination is very good. You know, they've got like these darker grays, this silver, this gold, this maroon, black, like all these different colorways. And I just think it matches very nicely. Like I said, the Kiko asics I got in a size 9, and these gel quantum kinetics I got in a size 8.5. Both work totally fine. I'm normally 8.5 in like normal shoes, so I got these in an 8.5. One thing that I will say is that they overall fit the same. Obviously, there's like a small difference that I can feel, but the thing that I wasn't considering is that the shoe is not very chunky, and I think it's been a while since I wore non-chunky shoes or sneakers or whatever. And when I wear this with baggier pants and I look down at my foot, it looks quite small. When these inevitably die and I buy another pair of gel quantum kinetics, because I 100% will, or if they drop another colorway of these that I like even more, I would probably size up to a 9, not because of fit or anything in that regard, but just because of the actual visual look on my foot. It just looks a little bit small. Here they are, as you can see, again, just looks good. Like just a very nice color palette. With this fit right here, I think it looks good. I think another thing that I really appreciate about this shoe is it's not black. I think I've said this before, but the majority of my closet and shoes and everything is black. So when I find something that I really like that isn't black, it's kind of like an extra incentive for me to buy that, because it's not very common for me. Like usually if a shoe releases in, let's say, or a piece of clothing releases in a few different colorways and one of them is black, I will usually gravitate towards black. Again, that isn't always the case, but generally speaking, I feel like that's what I do because it's easier to wear. It goes with more of my wardrobe. But when I find something in color that I really like and goes with a lot of the things that I wear, it's kind of like an extra incentive to buy that. It's kind of like the unique thing I was talking about with the space shoes. I'm not going to buy it just because it has color. It still has to look good and be something that I would actually wear. Like it can't just be colorful for the sake of being colorful or unique for the sake of being unique. This is kind of a banger fit. Like look at how the colors work together. I don't know, like this ain't bad. Like I don't know, maybe I'm just coping, but I think this looks pretty cool. And yeah, not much else to say. These are the asics gel quantum kinetics in I don't remember the name of this colorway, this dark gray, silver, gold, black, maroon, yellow colorway. Anyway, so that was all the shoes, and let's go ahead and move on to the on-body. All right, and now we're gonna move on to the on-body section of the rough cut. The first outfit, all of these are gonna be kind of like spring summer themed, and then they're all gonna feature one of the shoes from Footwear and Fetish. I'm gonna do one outfit for each pair of shoes. So for the first outfit, we have on the space shoes. Like I said, these are definitely my favorite shoe in my wardrobe. Normally, I feel like when you look at the space shoe, you think of it as kind of like a more fancier, I don't know, kind of formal, that kind of shoe. And then I feel like that's how most people would style it, or that's at least the first thought when you look at the shoe. So I wanted to go with kind of a more casual outfit. So this is the outfit I went with. It's kind of like a sweatsuit outfit, because when I look at them, they kind of just look like a chill slip-on. So I wanted to kind of go with that kind of look. So I have on the balenciaga Sporty Bee zip-up hoodie. And then I just have on a Margiela tee just for layering purposes that kind of like pokes out and creates a little bit of contrast. And then I have on the Sporty Bee sweats. So I kind of have on the full suit, this full sweatsuit. Honestly, I rarely ever wear the pants with the jacket together just because I think it looks kind of like too much. And kind of the reason that I think this outfit works is because the t-shirt kind of breaks it up a little bit. This t-shirt, I think it needs to be like longer than the hoodie so that you can kind of see it poking out a little bit. And then it creates that like contrast with the fit. And I think the color works really well too. You can see here kind of the 4 stitches. It doesn't have to be a Margiela t-shirt, but I'm just saying this one in particular is. The reason that I got it is because I really like the color. You can see it's kind of got like a bluish faded color. I think it's supposed to be over dyed or something like that. But I just think it looks really good, and it kind of breaks up because like otherwise this is just like a straight black fit, right? But if you have the t-shirt kind of poking through the hoodie a little bit like this, I feel like it creates a nice little layering effect and just kind of adds a unique touch to the fit. Because otherwise without it, if it was just like this, it would just be kind of like a very, I don't know, like plain sweatsuit kind of look. So I kind of really like the t-shirt being a bit longer and kind of adding a bit of fun, I guess, to the look. Yeah, I just wanted to throw together like kind of a chill fit because like I said, I feel like the space shoes are usually dressed up, but I definitely think I just wanted to play on their versatility and show you how they could also be dressed down as well. And to be honest, this is more of my style. But yeah, kind of first outfit, just kind of a chill little cool fit. They are very big and kind of baggy, so they kind of swallow the shoe, and you can just kind of see a little bit of the side profile poking out, or like the front half, which I think is a good look. But like I said, I think they also kind of, when you show the whole shoe, it also does look good. You can also wear this fit without the hoodie. Like if I were to just take it off completely, I know I said this was supposed to be like a spring summer fit. I honestly wear hoodies like year round. But I know some people like don't, or they can't. I just didn't want to throw like jackets in here, but you can also wear it without the hoodie. In my opinion, when you do it like this, it just is kind of plain, I guess. Like there's nothing, I feel like the hoodie adds a bit of contrast, which adds a nice touch, but overall you can just see kind of just without the hoodie how it looks, I guess. Like I said, I really like the color of the t-shirt and kind of the fit lengthwise, which is why I like it. The fit everywhere else is kind of mediocre. It doesn't fit like amazingly. I specifically got it just kind of for the color. I really like the weathered, over dyed look of this. And yeah, this is outfit number 1. Just kind of a chill spring summer kind of sweatsuit look. You can also tie this around. Boom. Outfit number 1 with this space shoes. All right, and then next fit, this is gonna be the fit with the rhino derbies. So I've got on the Balenciaga rhino derbies on feet. And then I paired them with my Acne 2021 M jeans. Maybe my favorite pants in my wardrobe lately. I've been wearing these so much lately. And then on top, I've got on Dries Van Noten tee. I've talked about this t-shirt before. Still probably my favorite blank ever, specifically the oversized cut. And then underneath I have on a Nike long sleeve, which I've also talked about before. This is one of my favorite layering combos, I guess, in my wardrobe, just because of how kind of the seams play together. I like how the Nike long sleeve is like a little bit lighter of a black, and it's got this really cool kind of out seam that goes throughout it. And then the Dries Van Noten tee is a little bit, this is just like a pure black, and then kind of the longer hem of the t-shirt sleeve. I don't know how to explain that, but I really like this combo, and I think it looks really well together. So I kind of layer like that a lot. I just think it's an easy way to kind of layer, especially in the spring, summer, where people want to dress obviously more lightly. It's kind of a cool way to add like a bit of interesting detail, I guess, to your fit. This fit overall very black, but I like that all of the pieces are kind of different shades of black. So like I said, the Dries Van Noten tee is it's just black, like a pure black. And then this one's kind of like a light gray. And then this one's even like this one's like a light black. And this one's like a light gray, the Acne jeans. And then the Rhino derbies are just like black, obviously. I just think this is a very calm and simple outfit. Nothing really crazy going on, but I think all of the pieces look good and they fit good. And I think, especially in the spring, summer, where a lot of people feel more confined because they can't wear or layer as much. I feel like really having good pieces or good fitting pieces can really carry how a like simple look can be, how good like a simple look can be, because I don't really think like simple is bad or plain is bad. I feel like a lot of people might get hung up on like, oh, I'm dressing so plainly or so simply, but I don't really think that's, I'm not saying that as like a negative. I'm just saying something can be plain or something can be simple, and something that's plain can look good and it can also look bad, and something that's very complex and fashiony can also look good and it can also look bad. So the chrome beanie, I just threw it on, but you can totally do without the beanie as well. In fact, I probably most of the time would not wear the beanie, but I just wanted to wear it just as like an option, just as like another piece of the outfit. But yeah, just very simple fit. I guess, you know, the chrome beanie just to add a little bit of a touch. The Dries Van Noten tee, again, one of my favorite things, like my layering options. Acne denim, not much to say, pretty much my favorite denim. Maybe my favorite pair of pants in my closet right now. And then the rhino derbies. I really like how these jeans kind of puddle over the shoes. You can see that they're pretty long. They do have a bit of distressing on the heels. I did say in a previous video that I was thinking about getting these hemmed just because they're so long. I never ended up doing that, and the reasoning is because I figured if they ever do get like super torn or destroyed, I can always hem them afterwards. And they definitely work well in this look. Obviously, kind of with the rhino derbies, the little point coming through, that's the main idea. You know, you've got this little triangle here, and then it's on the kind of squared toe in the front. I don't usually wear it with the whole shoe showing. Not that I think it looks particularly bad, but I definitely think it looks a hell of a lot better with it covered, that's for sure. I feel like I get a lot of looks and kind of comments on this shoe. You don't have to see the whole shoe, like that's all you have to see, and people are kind of like looking at it like, whoa, like what is that? And I definitely think, you know, the little platform helps when you wear baggier pants because it gives it more like room to sit on, I guess, if you know what I mean. And yeah, that is the second outfit. Just a kind of plain, calm, black, cool little spring summer fit with the rhino derbies. So yeah. And then next up, I'm gonna include the next fit with the Takahiromiyashita suicoke 5-finger Vibram shoes. I brought them off my feet because I want to show you guys kind of like what it is like to put on the feet. So I had to get obviously these special socks, the like 5-toed socks, just to put the shoes on. I guess you could wear them barefoot, but I don't do that. But it's a pain because you have to like slide each one of your toes like into each toe hole, if that makes sense. So if I were to try and put the shoe on, I would have to first kind of line up. Okay, so right there, I lined up like my big toe, and then I need to make sure this toe's lined up, this toe, and this toe. And then I can finally put the shoe on, and then I just have to kind of make sure each toe goes into each hole. I actually did pretty well with that one. It's actually in pretty well. This one's a little bit like more in than some of the other ones, but that was actually pretty good. That was a pretty good run. Let's try the other shoe. So let's see if I can line this up. Okay, so for this one right now, I feel my pinky toe going into this toe. So I have to kind of readjust this one specifically to get the pinky toe. Okay, now it's in, and the other ones are all in. So I actually did a pretty good job lining up with these. And then once I'm in, I kind of just push my toes to like the end of the shoe. All right. And yeah, I got them on. I don't unlace them and relace them just because they have enough room for me to like get my foot in and not, but that's probably because I sized up. So I think if I went with my true to size with these, I might have to unlace them, but in my case, I didn't. But now that the shoes are on, I can go ahead and show the outfit. So the rest of the fit is kind Kind of similar to the last fit, to be honest. Most of my fits are pretty similar just because I feel like if you have a couple good pieces, you can kind of just keep rotating them over and over again. So starting from the top, again, I have my Balenciaga Sporty B zip-up hoodie, and then underneath that I have my Stussy long sleeve, and then I have on the Acne denim again, and then on feet I have on the takahiromiyashita suicoke 5-fingered shoes. This is usually how I style these shoes, kind of in a more like dressed down. I haven't really had any good success with dressing this shoe up. I just think it's kind of a hard shoe to dress up. So usually I feel like it kind of falls into the whole, I don't know, grotesque, kind of not like homeless, but like ugly in like quotation marks look. Like they look like your feet. So the shoes are very thin. So I can definitely feel like everything, you know, when I'm bending my foot, all of that, I can like feel the ground underneath my foot. The actual sole is super thin. So you can definitely kind of feel everything. Because the shoe is so short, I guess, like it's not very thick. It's a very thin shoe. A lot of the pants that might fit perfectly over shoes definitely are going to drag with these shoes. So as you can see, I mean, my pants go straight over the shoes, but like I could probably fit my whole shoe, yeah, I can, inside my pants like that. Just goes to kind of show you how small these are compared to how big some shoes have gotten. But yeah, with the Acne jeans, I really like the color combo again. I like kind of the contrast of the leather from these shoes with, you know, the dark gray color of the denim. Similar to kind of the other fit where I was talking about layering. This is my Stussy long sleeve that pokes out just a little bit. It's not as long as my previous t-shirt, the blue one, so it doesn't do as much layering, but it still does get a decent amount of, like, enough layering to see. And then this is, because I did dye, you know, you can kind of see the contrast with the white stitching, and I just think this little layering look just looks good. Kind of what I've been into lately, kind of like a longer t-shirt, not necessarily like Jerry Boys type stuff, although maybe fashion is heading back in that direction, but just like a little bit, just to kind of poke through. And then the Balenciaga Sporty B zip-up hoodie, just kind of classic. Honestly, this hoodie and these jeans are some of my most worn pieces, so you'll probably, I feel like a lot of the fits are gonna kind of revolve around those. Again, you can wear this without the hoodie or maybe unzipped. So this is how it would look unzipped. Not bad as well, but I would say I usually prefer to have it zipped. And then my Stussy long sleeve. It's still been, you know, I've still been wearing it. I've still been washing it. I've still been drying it. So as you can see, it's been getting even more and more faded. At one point, it was like a gray colorway. It almost looks like green, maybe, like kind of like almost greenish color at this point, which I think is just cool. It's just evolving. So, you know, who knows where this will go next. Just another simple, chill fit. I wanted to keep most of these kind of wearable, and I guess they're all kind of similar, and maybe that just goes to show, you know, what I end up like wearing, what I end up wearing, or what I like to wear in the spring summer. But yeah, like I said, the only thing is that because they are so thin, if you do have a pair of pants that fits pretty well with like a normal pair of shoes that has like some sort of height, or even like a chunkier or like platform shoe, when you do throw these on, just be aware that it's going to fit a lot longer than what you might expect, because there is basically no actual sole to this. Like, it literally feels like I'm barefoot right now, basically. So if a pant was like a perfect length on like a normal pair of shoes, when you wear it with these, they will be longer. And it's just something that you'll definitely notice. It's something that you'll definitely feel when you're wearing these shoes. Not that I'm saying that's like a bad thing or a good thing, but it's just something to keep in mind, that maybe some of your pants are going to drag or be like a bit longer when you're wearing such thin shoes. Because again, it's basically like you're barefoot. So if you wear some of your favorite pants and when you're like in the house or not wearing shoes, that's basically going to be like how it fits with these shoes. Obviously, the only difference is you would actually go outside in these and you wouldn't go outside barefoot. Honestly, when I first got them, I wore them a ton, and lately I haven't been wearing them as much. So hopefully, you know, I can get some more wear out of them, because I definitely do think they're interesting and that they look good. Yeah, these are the takahiromiyashita suicoke shoes, and then this is the spring summer, and then this is the associated outfit with them. So yeah. And the next outfit I got on is for the Bottega lugs. So I got on the Bottega lug boots, Bottega Veneta lug boots. And then I got on again, I have the Acne denim. I'm just wearing these in every fit, I guess. And then the shirt I have is this vintage Brooks Brothers turtleneck shirt thing. And then I did throw on some accessories with this fit. I have on this bag from Balenciaga. And then I have on this Balenciaga sunglasses. These are the mask rectangle or something like that. The reason why I threw on these sunglasses and this bag for this fit is because I feel like the silhouette of this shirt is very sleek. It's almost like when I look at the silhouette of the shirt, it kind of gives me like a futuristic office worker type of outfit look. I don't know if that's completely wrong or something, but that's just kind of how I feel with kind of the slightly longer length and then the turtleneck just fit, like the longer sleeves, everything. And it's just a very sleek look, I feel like. I don't know, it just looks very cohesive in my opinion. I feel like the sunglasses, obviously they're kind of futuristic looking. The bag, it's like a messenger bag, so it kind of gives me like city vibes or something like that. The sunglasses are kind of a recent pickup that I've been wearing a lot. I think they are kind of stupid looking, and that's why I like them. It looks like some like futuristic cyborg type thing. And I feel like when I wear it, it just adds like a whole different look to the fit. I'll just take them off. So this is kind of how the fit would look like without the sunglasses. Not that I think it looks bad or anything like that, but I definitely think the sunglasses really do add to this outfit. And I'm not like a huge accessories person. You'll notice that I don't really wear jewelry or anything like that. But sunglasses, I do think, not even all sunglasses, but like these specifically, I definitely do think add a lot to the look and to the aesthetic. And I really like them. I think I don't know, I just really like the sunglasses. But I have like a lot of recent pickups to show, but I'm sure I'll do a video about all those eventually. And then I also threw in the bag. This one's a Balenciaga bag. To be honest, I don't really wear it that much. I got it thinking that I like would be a bag person, or that I could convince myself to wear bags, but I really can't. I don't know if maybe I just need to keep trying, but I'm just not like a huge bag person, I've realized. But I do think it looks good with this fit specifically because like I said, it kind of gives me like office worker from the future vibes, like someone in the city. Like if I was just walking along, like, I don't know, like commuting to work, like walking in the city, I don't know. That's just kind of the vibe I get. Like, don't talk to this guy. He looks like he's doing something important, but kind of also like contemporary and futuristic. And then the shirt is this vintage Brooks Brothers shirt, turtleneck shirt. It's like a turtleneck, but it's like a shirt material. It's kind of like a very soft jersey type of material. It's kind of in this like, not faded black, but it's definitely, you know, I don't know if it was black at one point, but it definitely is like a little bit faded from like a true black, but it's not like super, super faded. I really like the fit of it. As you can see, the fit is it's a bit longer in the waist, a bit longer in the sleeves, but it's overall a fairly form-fitting and sleeker, slimmer silhouette, if that makes sense. So I really like the way that it looks. I think it goes with like almost everything, and it's definitely one of my favorite pickups recently. And then again with the Acne jeans, I think this shirt goes with a lot of things, but I think the Acne jeans definitely help kind of make the whole fit very cohesive. And I really like the way the Acne jeans look with the Bottega lugs. Like I said in the Closet Grails video, this kind of rounder toe shape peeking out from underneath pants is something that I really like about the Bottega lugs. You can kind of see this like rounded shape here, even in the outsole, and then kind of from the side, that little lug kind of chunky sole. I just think it looks really good with the Acne jeans specifically. Yeah, I think this fit is, I don't know, I like it. I've been wearing it a lot. The bag, I just think it adds a nice little touch of just like a little bit extra to the fit. But like I said, to be honest, I don't actually wear the bag out that much. It's more of just, I just threw it on for this on-body section. I should probably wear it more, but I just been having trouble being a bag person. I guess I'm just not a bag person at heart. I think this outfit is very in the middle. It kind of looks dressed up. It kind of looks dressed down. It's like a mixture between formal and casual, and I think it kind of toes that line very well, and it's part of why I like the fit so much. I think all of the pieces just work really well together, and I think they all look very good together as well. But yeah, this is the fit for the Bottega lugs. I've got on the Acne denim again. I know I've been wearing them like every fit, but I really like them. The vintage Brooks Brothers turtleneck shirt, which is probably my favorite recent pickup as of late. The Balenciaga mask rectangle sunglasses, and then this Balenciaga Le Cagole medium tote bag or something in the men's variant. So yeah. Okay, and then breaking off from kind of the previous black aesthetic, I've got another fit. This time it's featuring the Balenciaga Triple S, the DSM colorway. Because the shoes are kind of like white and colory, I did want to go with a more colorful outfit. One of my kind of personal fashion, I don't want to say pet peeves, but one of the things I don't really like in fashion is like a whole black outfit with white shoes or with colorful shoes. I've always kind of not liked that, and it's just something that I think about or pay attention to. So I did style it with the Balenciaga double waistband sweats or whatever, and then I've got on the Vetements Ratatouille t-shirt, and then the Kiko Kostadinov Ketra hoodie. Like I said, I've lately been liking kind of longer t-shirts with shorter outerwears, you know, whether that be hoodies or whatever. I just think it really creates kind of cool silhouettes and proportions. In particular, like this one, kind of like a side profile, I think looks really cool. Just kind of the fit, kind of the juxtaposition of like a very small and kind of like cropped top, like a knit hoodie with a very big, very long, very oversized t-shirt, very big and oversized sweats, and then a very chunky shoe. I just think it's kind of an interesting, like proportional silhouette kind of look. This hoodie is very Journey by Koi. I feel like it's definitely one of my favorite pieces and something that I wear a lot on the channel. I just really like all the colors, very cozy, and it's very wearable in the spring, summer. If you actually own this piece, it's actually fairly soft and not ridiculously warm. So it's definitely wearable in the spring, summer. It also zips open, so, you know, you can kind of wear it a bit cooler for cooler temperatures. I mean, not that I think one look is like cooler than the other. And then the Vetements Ratatouille tee, huge t-shirt, just kind of a classic, very cute Remy on there. Just a very big t-shirt that I think goes well with these sweats and these shoes. Very kind of playful and colorful fit. I personally usually wear all black or like a lot of black colors, so I think definitely, you know, incorporating some colors is always fun. I do think the colors of this fit go very well together, kind of like the gray with the white, and then just like a pop of color with the Kiko Ketra hoodie. You know, it's kind of got that cool little gradient. Without the Ketra hoodie, here's how it looks. Very oversized fit. In this case, like everything is oversized. So it's different than like with the hoodie where it provides like one element of like a different silhouette, if that makes sense. Like here, everything is oversized, everything is chunky, everything is big, long. But when you throw on the hoodie, it creates kind of an element of like, hey, there's actually a difference, like a juxtaposition of like something smaller with something bigger, or else in this case, everything is just bigger, which again, I don't think is bad, but I think it does add like another layer of something interesting. You can also wear this fit without the t-shirt and like just with the hoodie. So let me show that real quick. All right. So when you show it like this, now you're kind of eliminating that middle layer, kind of the super long and oversized middle layer. I'll throw on the hood. Like I said, I pretty much never wear the hood for this hoodie just because it is so kind of small. But it does lift kind of the whole hoodie up, so it does create like a different shape as well. I'm not a huge fan of like super small, tight-fitting hoods, but it is an option as well. I do think that there are some good new Balenciaga sneakers that have come out, like the 10XL I think is cool. I think the Reptile definitely has some potential. I do need to see that more on foot probably, or just more pictures of the Reptile. But the Triple S to me is timeless. I like it so much. I know that it's an old shoe, but I just can't really get over them. And I think they look really good. So yeah, this is the outfit with the DSM SSS. And also, you know, if you want, you can throw on kind of the t-shirt with my boy Remy on there. Yeah. All right. And speaking of colorful fits, why don't I immediately go back to another all black fit? So this is going to be the outfit for the Kiko asics gel quantum levitracks, I think they're called. And then I paired those with the Kiko bindras. And then I have the Dries Van Noten t-shirt. So this is just another kind of chill fit. Just kind of another fit where I feel like everything just looks good together. And like I said, it is very plain. It's all black, but I just think the fit looks good. And really that's kind of all that matters. The levitracks, I really like how this is kind of like an all black fit, but then there's like a little pop of color kind of with the silver and the yellow from the levitracks. Just really cool shoes in my opinion. I decided to style them with the Kiko bindras, just kind of going for that whole Kiko aesthetic. I'm not a huge cargo pant guy, but these are probably some of the only ones that I actually like and that I actually wear. I made a review on these a while back. It was one of the first videos on my channel, and I'm still in love with the pants, and that was years ago. I mentioned this in the review, but you can kind of unzip them to flare them a little bit wider. But because the levitracks aren't very chunky, I usually keep them zipped just because I don't need it to flare a crazy amount because the shoes themselves are not super wide or chunky. In fact, if anything, they're kind of sleek looking and kind of like a racer look. And then the Dries Van Noten tee, I've talked about it a million times. My favorite fitting tee blank and just one of my favorite tees ever. So when I want like a plain black or whatever color t-shirt, the Dries Van Noten oversized t-shirt is just the best fitting one. And it also looks very good and kind of high end. But I did bring a couple other elements to this outfit. So I brought my Margiela cardigan, just a timeless Journey by Koi piece, another piece that I've owned for quite some time and that I still like. I just think it adds a nice little layering option. You know, I don't usually wear t-shirts that often. Like I said in the start of this video, I know a lot of people don't wear that much, but I'm totally fine wearing like a hoodie in the summer. Like I've never had a trouble with it. I've always ran kind of cold anyway, but I know other people like can't get away with wearing hoodies in the summer, but it's usually fine for me. So this Margiela cardigan just adds kind of a nice little layering touch. It also adds a bit of, I don't know, details with kind of the whole texture of the piece. It's a very texture heavy piece, I guess. So it's definitely kind of like, I don't want to say a statement piece, but like definitely more of an attention grabber. Like without it, it's just very plain, simple fit, nothing too remarkable. Everything just looks good and fits good, kind of sleek. But once you throw this on, it definitely does kind of make it a little bit more, just add something to the fit. I really like this cardigan, and I like the fact that it's not black. I talked about this before, but if this was also black, I think it would kind of not contrast as well with the rest of the fit, but it's kind of like a dark gray. So I think it kind of stands out, a nice little touch to the fit, and kind of adds a little, I don't know, like an interesting little element to it. I also brought a little hat. This hat was mostly for when I didn't wear the cardigan. So I think if you wear it with the cardigan, obviously it adds like a little bit more. But I was thinking if you don't wear the cardigan and you just kind of have, you know, the fit on, it adds like a little bit interesting to the outfit. This is the Auto 958 cap, by the way. Kind of a very Kiko-y aesthetic, like a sleek Kiko aesthetic. I know lately he's been doing like a lot more patterns and things like that, and like different like clashing colors and things like that. But I'm more of a sleek kind of person, I feel like. So I just think it looks really cool with the rest of the outfit. Again, it's kind of like a little touch of color. The rest is all very black and kind of sleek looking, kind of, I don't know. This is like the closest I would probably get to like a tech-weary fit, just because the shoes and the pants are kind of not necessarily tech-weary, but kind of like, you know, they kind of fall into that same realm. I know that he has a couple other asics coming out that I'm really interested in, like the Mule. I really like the Mule, and I would really like to pick that up. I hope it drops sometime soon. He teased it so long ago. It's kind of a cop-out wearing kiko with kiko, but I just do think that they look good together. And I do like how the little silver and yellow detailing kind of pop out and give it some color. And then again with the kiko bindras, one of my favorite pants ever. Dries Van Noten tee, Margiela cardigan, and the Auto 958 cap. So yeah. All right, and then last outfit I got on. This is gonna be the outfit with Kiko's evil twin. These are the Asics Gel Quantum Kinetics. And then the pants, I have on these Balenciaga double waistband jeans in the coffee colorway. These have this camo like waistband attachment. It's kind of similar to the sweatpants that I have. They both have that kind of double waistband aesthetic. Although again, similar to the sweatpants, I rarely wear it with the double waistband showing, but you can if you want, and this is how it would look. And then I have on my Stussy long sleeve, just a classic Journey by Koi classic piece. I really like the way the colors go together with this fit. You know, the kind of faded greenish gray from the Stussy long sleeve, this kind of wash in the jeans with the shoes. I just think it looks very good together. These shoes, in my opinion, like I said, I do think these shoes are better than the Kiko Asics. I do think that the Kiko Asics mules are better than these. I do really like the colorway of these Asics, which is kind of a big part of the reason that I think they're better than the Kiko Asics. I just think the colors that they chose all work very well together. Like I said, these are the double-waisted pants, but I don't usually wear them with the double waist showing. So I usually just unbutton the actual part of the waist. Both parts are fully functional. Like it's got a full complete fly or whatever on the actual jeans, and then they just straight up stitch it in the top half. But I usually just wear this actual jean part on my waist rather than this part on my waist. Because if you wear this part on your waist, it's very low-waisted. So let me show you. If I were to pull this part to my actual waist, it would go down to like here or whatever. And then this part becomes very long. Like you can kind of see how long it becomes. So I usually wear the actual jean part on my waist, and I just unbutton this and fold it over like this. But I really like the way the color of the jeans look, like kind of the wash and the fit. And I do think it goes very well with the shoes. I wanted to keep this outfit kind of simple. Oh yeah, I have on the Auto 958 cap. I think I forgot to mention that. But I do kind of just like the colors of this fit. It looks very, it's not black, but it's also not very colorful, if that makes sense. Like all the colors are kind of subdued and kind of toned down, but I do think they all look very good together. Like I said, it's not all black, but it feels like I'm wearing all black in kind of a weird, interesting way because all the colors are so toned down, I guess. Like they're all kind of faded or like weak. It's not like wearing super bright primary colors. It's like wearing like a very watered down, toned down, subdued version of non-primary, very subtle colors. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of the idea or kind of feeling that I get when I wear these kind of colors. Just kind of a simple plain fit that I think is easy to throw on and that I think looks good. So yeah, this is gonna be the last fit for the rough cut. The spring summer is kind of like an interesting time because a lot of people are dressing a lot more casual. They're not layering. They're dressing a lot more simply. And they're kind of looking for ways to like spice up their outfit. I don't usually wear accessories and things like that. And I don't wanna make it feel like you need accessories to make a plain outfit look good. I think a lot of people use jewelry to kind of, not as like a crutch, but like as a way to make simple spring summer outfits pop or whatever, or like complete your outfit with this ring or this necklace or whatever. Like I don't think everything needs to be crazy full throttle all the time, a million different rings and jewelry or whatever to make a fit good. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with looking plain and with looking simple. Like as long as the pieces look good, as long as they fit good, as long as you feel good, that's really all that matters. And for me, I've never really felt comfortable in like jewelry and things like that. Yeah, I think that's kind of my thought on spring summer fits. I'm just gonna end it here. This is gonna be the last fit. I don't really have anything else to say, so thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Yellow, 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 yellow. I got the yellow fever, man.